Yo, welcome into the Fantasy BS show. Today is October 4th. It is Saturday. Sorry for the late recording today, but y'all, we got a really good show for you. We're drafting best 90s hip hop songs. We're doing live water bets. We're talking about players that are surprise players so far. We're going to let it rip. How are you boys doing today? Dubcast, let's hear your thoughts of the week. How you doing? How's life up there in Colorado? Still nice and cold?
No, man, it's like totally different this weekend. It's 70 and sunny. It's amazing.
So we can start quarterback if they're playing in Denver this week.
Yeah, for sure you can, no doubt. This is a Denver bye week, so fire them up.
Fire up, man. So what were your thoughts of last week? We're gonna save Smitty for last. By the way, Smitty, say hello to everybody. How you doing?
What up?
Yeah. We'll get into the news and notes. Smitty, congrats on your big win, dude. I'm pumped on you. That's two in a row, dude. Congrats on that one. So, Dub, let's hear your thoughts of the week before we get to me and Smitty.
Sure, sounds good. All right, here's what we learned in week 8. The Bengals are back, so we saw them really perform for the second time in a row, and I think that we can put our confidence back in that team. We also learned that in the this year's NFL, any team can beat any team, right?
Yeah.
We saw that with the Chiefs and the Broncos. I mean, wasn't it last week I was telling you that the Chiefs were standing head and shoulders above the rest of the league? They're definitely the best team. And the Broncos, which I think are highly regarded as maybe the worst, or definitely in the conversation for the worst, didn't just beat them. I mean, they smacked them down. It was ridiculous.
Any
So
given Sunday, brother.
any
It's the
team,
thing.
any team can beat any team. But I thought that the theme of the week was another one bites the dust. Quarterbacks I'm talking about.
Woo, baby, that was. We're gonna have fun doing our water bet on that. But yeah, all the quarterbacks went down. That was
Yeah.
that was pretty nuts. And you know what? I got some thoughts of the week, but you want to just jump into fantasy footballs for stupid people that want to be sad because me and you, Cassidy, were caught in a moment. And I'm gonna start the process by saying. Dubcast, my co-manager, and me, guys, we were going back and forth about Brock Purdy v. Desmond Ritter. We were going about this concussion, whether or not we should play him. Dub, I'll let you take over from there in the text messages and what you sent me and how this happened.
No, that's all right. Yeah, I mean, basically my first lean was Purdy because I just think Purdy is generally speaking a better start than Ritter, right? But I started doing the research on quarterbacks that have, and actually just all skill position players in the week following a concussion. You always see a drop in efficiency, you see a drop in production, and plus there's always the danger that one hit could take him out of the game, right? Like I had memories of Tua last year, and I got scared off, and I thought, hey, let's start Ritter. I was attracted by the stack with London. And I guess we all know how that story ends, right? I mean, it was the wrong decision. Of course, that's the week that this is going to be a recurring theme. Like, I think a recurring theme is Arthur Smith is an asshole, but of course, that's the week he benches Ritter.
Yep, and the story goes much deeper than that because you even sent me a freaking podcast to listen to, and I was already on board with benching Purdy, and literally right in the second quarter, the text message goes out to you. It just says, "Ah, shit, they made the quarterback change," and immediately the response was perfect. Of course they did this week.
Yeah, dude, that was I had a rough week last week. Everything was of course, just of course.
Yep, Smitty, I promise you I'm going to get to you, but I'm going to talk about my misery as well. It's been a rough couple weeks just in general. I've been blowing up dynasty teams for rebuilds this week. I got crushed by Tony 2 weeks ago. Matty B, I'm not giving any more compliments to you because apparently I'm giving fuel to your fire and you took my team down. Dude, the Taysom Hill nightmare experience happened. You know we're going to have one Taysom Hill game. Dude, two tight ends in a row. Demolished my team. But yeah, so here's the real thoughts of the week. Yes, Arthur Smith sucks because all I needed was Desmond Ritter and Drake London stacked for week literally 9, 10, but I chose to use them in 8, whatever. But on to real football, guys. So Cowboys get right. Cowboys crushed, absolutely crushed. It's going to be an interesting game against Philly this week. I'm really pumped to see that game. Cousins goes down. Titans explode. Panthers first victory. Seahawks look good. Seahawks look good, guys. We need to start talking about the Seahawks. They're playing really good football right now. And Niners go down again. But my favorite thing I have read this entire week. I don't know if I said it to you boys, but it was an article about Zach Wilson being the best quarterback from the 20 or 21 draft class because statistically, Zach Wilson has the most comeback wins of any quarterback drafted that year. So go Zach Wilson. You're playing good football, brother. I'm pumped about that. So those are my thoughts of the week. I'm pissed at Arthur Smith. I'm in a deep, dark place. So I need words of encouragement from anybody. Reach out to me. Do wellness checks. I need to get a big dub this week. Smitty, what are your thoughts of the week, brother?
Broncos country, let's ride. In fact, I have a friend that wants to talk about that victory real quick. Hold on, let me bring him in real quick.
Stop that.
It's going to happen. You're doing it. Please tell me you're doing the Russ.
Hi guys, my name is Javonte Williams, and I put the Chiefs on their ass. I am him. Dubcast, I saw the podcast and you said something crazy. You said you were a Broncos fan, and then you started rooting for the Chiefs, and now you're a Chiefs fan? Buddy, I want to let you know personally, me, Javonte Williams, 33, the best running back in the league, I want to let you know personally that I will make sure you come back. If it's not this year, it'll be next year, but you have got to come back. And I will put that on me, okay? So bring me back to the country and let's ride. 9 to 30 to 24, ridiculous. The Chiefs are super overrated, and I'm him. And so is Russ, and so is Judy. We're out.
Oh my God, that was terrifying. I thought he was going to say he was coming for me.
Oh my God, that was incredible. Smitty, I love you, brother. I didn't even think about that. Who were you rooting for last week, Cassidy?
I found myself rooting for the Chiefs, man. Like when the Chiefs were under, like really, like when push came to shove and the Chiefs were down. I mean, I wanted them to come back, dude. It was crazy. And I don't know if that's because I want us to keep a higher pick or because I really like the Chiefs. It was a very emotionally confusing experience.
So let me ask you this: as we're onto that game, is anybody feeling that they need to be going after Denver Broncos players at all, minus that running back that you're talking about there? Wide receivers, tight ends.
Yeah.
Is anyone jumping on the Russ train here?
Well, I don't know about that, dude. Yeah,
Well,
dude. Look, man, like we were going to talk about our favorite plays of the week. I almost picked Sutton's catch, dude. And in the last 2 weeks, he's had two of maybe the most impressive catches I've seen. And if you look at his box scores, he's been good for fantasy, like shockingly good. So you can start Sutton.
Yeah, no. All right, I'm in. You guys know me. I can't stand rooting for Russ just in general, and you guys know how I feel about Sean Payton. I think everyone that listens to this podcast knows how I feel about that. But let's just jump on it. Let's jump on the best plays of the week, and I'm gonna pivot mine. I got one I need to talk to after you mentioned that sudden catch. But Smitty, let's start with you. What are your favorite plays of the week?
All right, so the Jets versus the Giants was a capital DISGUSTING disgusting game on all fronts, right? But at the very last second of the fourth quarter, Greg Zuerlein kicked a 33-yard field goal to tie it up and send that game into overtime. So in overtime, of course, Daniel Jones stunk it up, Zach Wilson stunk it up, but Greg Zuerlein again, 35 yards, kicked it, and won that ugly game. So shout out to Greg Zuerlein for putting that on his legs or back, however you want to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, which is it?
The Jets can
Legs.
win. The Jets can keep winning.
In
The
the
Jets can
ugliest
keep
of
winning. I'm
ways.
telling you. That D is incredible. All we're going to hear at the end of this year is if the Jets only had a quarterback, they were going to win the Super Bowl. That's all we're going to hear. And who knows? Maybe Rodgers comes back and Zuerlein can kick one of those field goals to win a Super Bowl. Who knows?
Yeah.
I thought that game. I actually watched that whole game, and I thought it was hard to watch, but it was actually very entertaining. It was a good football game. I mean, they had a lot of turnovers, things like that. But I mean, game-winning field goal in overtime. I'll watch that game any day of the week. So, Cass, what was your favorite play of the week?
Dude, what are you talking about? That was the worst football game I've ever seen. The last 20 seconds were amazing, but there was 3 hours of pure agony. That was horrific. Horrific, dude.
30 seconds of pleasure can
Yeah.
absolutely make a football game good, brother.
Yeah, it does because it was also like it was simultaneously one of the worst games I've ever seen and one of the most memorable for the week. So whatever. There was a lot of shocking things that happened last week, dude. It was hard to pick my favorite play. Like there was a couple really cool things that happened, but the one like outlier that the whole game was just shocking that I just can't get over, and it's been tempered down a little bit by Thursday Night Football, dude. But the debut of Will Levis, holy crap! What was happening, dude? Those all of those big plays. I mean, the whole thing was just like mind blowing. But he capped it off with a 60-yard touchdown bomb to Hopkins. It was Hopkins' third touchdown of the day. I mean, you got to hand it to the kid, like coming out strong like that. So Will Levis, 60-yard touchdown bomb to Hopkins. Favorite play of the week.
And I'm glad you brought that up because that's going to be a welcome to fantasy football that we'll get into. But that D-Hop touchdown that he threw, that ball's intercepted like 99% of the time. Mm-hmm. I have no idea what that D-back was doing. But let me ask you guys this on Bananarama. Does he annoy you? He annoys me. I don't know why. It's something about his shoulder pads. Like, he's got this weird tan line right there. Like, there's just something about the man on a football field. He looks like a grown-ass man on a football field. He looks like Josh Allen out there.
Are you intimidated by his muscles?
Right. What's going on here?
I don't know what it is. I think he's trying too hard.
He's cut.
Dude, he is ripped up. But that was... Man, that was a coming out party. That was Ryan Tannehill. You really have been holding us down. So,
holy
Snippy,
shit.
Let's give you some props, man. You've been wanting to get Tannehill out of there for a little bit now, and you made that call.
I just wanted him to have a backup position somewhere, but Will Levis...
Well, he's on one.
He doesn't want him dead. He just wants him gone.
I just don't want him to start. And Will Levis, does he annoy me? Yeah, he annoyed me. He annoyed me during the draft process. He annoyed me pretty much up until that game. When he finally got to play, then I'm like, I like him. He is a starting quarterback. And I think they should still keep up with him even after the Thursday night game. I think they should just let him be the franchise guy.
Dude, that is a rookie quarterback that was pushed into a starting role and had short rest. We are not holding what he just did in the Thursday game. I'm not holding anything accountable.
You know, ironically, he looked great on Thursday. He just didn't throw any touchdowns. But outside of that, I mean, he actually looked really good. He threw 300 yards. He moved the ball down the field. Just couldn't seal the deal.
He annoys me, but I think he's going to be one of those guys that is going to win my heart because for some reason, I did really enjoy what he did the other day. Now, when I jump onto my play, I'm going to switch things up a little bit because there's one play that I really do need to talk about. And the first play we need to talk about is the A.J. Brown catch in the end zone. That was one of the most incredible catches.
That was almost my pick.
Yeah, and when you're talking about Sutton, I was like, oh, I forgot about that A.J. Brown catch. I mean, we just got to spend an hour talking about A.J. Brown, right? I mean, this guy historically just did something no one's ever done. He's catching touchdown balls. Yeah, I mean, I. By the way, my biggest regret, we all have regrets in drafts, and since I'm having a bad week, I may as well tell it. But Aaron Rodgers' injury killed me because I draft G. Willie over A.J. Brown, and let's just say that I would really like that stack on my team instead of Devontae Smith. So,
oh, my God, yes.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, but can you imagine how good G. Willie would be if he still had Rodgers? I bet you he'd have 8 touchdowns.
We'll talk about that later.
I mean, the guy's wide open. But my funniest play of the week is I found another The Ball Don't Lie, and it was awesome. So Lamar Jackson makes a fumble, 3rd and 4. Ball rolls around. Miraculously, Lamar Jackson recovers this football. They go to kick the field goal, miss the field goal, and I just look down and say, ball don't lie, was supposed to be a turnover. So I like those little ones where you have plays like that. That was 2 weeks in a row we had one, but man, A.J. Brown he's incredible. Who do you guys think the wide receiver 1 is the rest of the season?
Tyreek Hill.
Rest of season, yeah, it's Hill. I'll go Hill.
Where are we ranking Brown on that? Because Brown's doing something incredible. I mean, what is that?
Close to. I would Smitty. We both say close to. He's hot on Tyreek's heels. If those guys stay healthy, it's going to be a close race, man.
And I don't see AJ being healthy. I see that falling apart very soon. He's overproducing.
Yeah, but I don't think he's overproducing. I do think Devontae Smith has a better role, but defense, dude, it's weird. I don't know. Nobody can shut him down. And it's so weird to me because they're double teaming him, and Devontae Smith's only getting single teamed, and they're still getting the ball wide open, making these incredible catches. But Tyreek is definitely, you guys know me, he's my one. But where does Diggs line up in this conversation at this point? Is he a 3 or a 4, a 5? Because
That's so funny, dude. I have him at 3.
I have him at 3 too.
He's a 3 until Chase picks it up. So he's 3 for now, and then Chase is kind of 4, and then Keenan Allen 5. I don't know how far we're going, but that's my
No,
rank.
I think that's good. I didn't know we were talking about that. I just wanted to get a temperature check there. So let's jump into league news and notes. Let's just the record play again. Luke Daddy goes back into first place. So yes, we're always talking about Luke Daddy. Absolutely, Snake Eyes. Sorry, brother, crushed you. I know how it feels. I think you dropped a note in the Triple C group chat and just says, I think if you're not Hillary, Tony, or Tim, every week is absolutely wild. So, man, these are absolutely crazy weeks we're having. But we're really seeing who the top teams are, and I will tell you. So I'm gonna just give this to Hillary and Tim. During the regular season, it's a really good ride. I'm telling you, I went through one of these rides that both of you are going through last year, especially Tim. I went through an absolute incredible ride, but man, things end sometimes. So I wish you guys luck. You guys know me. I would love to see people getting in here and switching things up a little bit. But enjoy the ride while it lasts, because fantasy football is for stupid people that want to be sad. So replacements move into second place. Hillary, not the best week. It happens. You just keep doing what you're doing. Your team's absolutely amazing. Oh My Balls is sitting in third place. He's constantly going out there and buying a win every week. I think, how many weeks in a row you think I've said Tim's gone out there and bought a week?
Tony, every week.
Every single week I think I've said that on this pod. So, Tony, you're doing exactly what you need to do, and I absolutely love it. And by the way, we'll talk about, actually, I'll jump into that one in a second. But Matty B, let's give you some loving, brother. You took me down. You kicked me my teeth in. You made it a really bad week for me. I cannot believe Taysom Hill did what he did. But you know what, brother? We've been talking about it on the pod. Just keep trying. Just keep grinding, and guess what happens? Wins happen. Things happen. Players go off. So cheers to you, brother, on the win. Bryce, climbing up the ranks. Bryce, we got a big matchup this week. I put it into the post that I don't care who you have on your team. When I see Bryce's name next to me as who I'm playing, I am always terrified. Do you guys feel that way? I'm legitimately, are there players, and Bryce is always one of those where I'm like, man, like, he picked up Conklin on waivers yesterday, and immediately, I don't even think he's going to start him, but immediately I'm like, oh crap, there it is. There's the dude that's going to be right there goes Bryce. But yeah, so Bryce and I, we got a big week, and we're really battling for playoffs. So you know what? I wish you the best. Let's have a good week. Let's go crush it. Hopefully, we both hit the medium and we go after it. So waivers here a little bit. So Tony, you get Aiden O'Connell for $44. Second highest bid was Bryce at 37. Nicely done. I believe O'Connell can throw. You guys an O'Connell fan, or you want to wait till we get to the quarterback section?
Yes, big O'Connell fan, and I'm just so happy that he gets to put Jimmy L on his ass, just like Tannehill. Enjoy the bench play.
How long have you been waiting to say that? How long have you been waiting for the benching of Jimmy G?
Ever since the preseason when O'Connell was going crazy. I'm like, yep, he's taking his job. Can't even believe they signed him. What a waste of money. What a joke of organization.
I thought your benching of Jimmy GQ started when he got traded from the Patriots, dude. I've never known a man to hate another player longer than you have hated Jimmy G, Smitty. It's absolutely ridiculous.
It is so sad. Therapy.
So second waiver, Tim gets Heineke for $27. Tim, amazing, great pickup. But don't jinx this one, okay? Actually, do jinx him. I got Ritter on my bench, so if you put $51 on a player again, they go out in the first quarter. That's a QB. I would love to see Ritter play again. So maybe a little jinx on that, but I do believe that might have been underlooked by the league a little bit, just slightly. What do you guys think about Heineke? Cassidy, I'm gonna start with you.
Yeah, he's wild, man. He's a gunslinger. I guess I kind of view him as like Gardner Minshew light or something like that. He'll
Yes.
scramble around. He'll chuck it down the field. He doesn't give a shit. I think it's a great start. I think he was a good buy at $27. I wish we would have picked him up for $1, man.
Right, right. I'm so upset. I got
Dude, it's
scared
just
off.
crazy. Sometimes we just see things. We're like, you know what? Maybe we overlooked that. Our roster right now, Doug, we got too many damn quarterbacks on that with the trade we just did. It's kind of driving me driving me nuts a little bit, but it is what it is. So Hillary gets Clayton Tune. I am excited to see the Clayton Tune experience this weekend. 1 week before Kyler Murray gets back, but Clayton Tune is going to run the football, everybody. I'm going to tell you that right now. That dude he's got some speed, and I think it's going to be fun to watch. But Tune for $20, weekly rental. Second highest bids were 16 and 11. Then Tim also got Jalen Hall for $9, and Bryce got Nick Mullins for free. So those are waivers. Whose team, guys? Smitty, I'm going to start with you. Whose team got better? Tony's, Tim's, Hillary's? Those are the big the waivers out there. My bet's going to Tony's team.
Tony's team. I don't know about that. I don't know. I think I'm kind of rooting for whoever got O'Connell, so I guess I just don't know.
Yeah,
Sheesh. That's a little annoying. That's a little annoying.
I like that. I think there's going to be I think it's going to be a Ritter, Heineke, BS, Arthur Smith crap the rest of the season. So that's part of the reason why I just say O'Connell's going to be the star of the rest of the year. That's why I think the winner's there. What about you, Kaz? Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, sure. Buying a starting quarterback for $44 in a super flex is reasonable. I guess I'm not as high on O'Connell as you guys. I think Heineke for $27 is the better deal. And I guess I feel
Oh, for
like
sure.
for Hillary and for Tim with Hall, unless you're starting those guys this week, it's just a waste of fab. I mean, I think Tune and Hall are a 1 week start.
Yeah. Well, Doug. We had a little bit of a waste on Fab. I went a little too high on Chig. But
Yeah.
it is what it is. I had $8 in there, and then I raised it to 11. I was like, you know what? I don't want to lose Chig. I actually,
Oh,
I'm taking that Thursday night game out. Chig's part of this offense moving forward. That I'm going to double down on. But let's talk a little bit about trades, guys. We've been a little bit weak on trades lately. Smitty, this is your category, so let's hear you talk about our only trade.
all right. So out my balls. He sent away Mac Jones to the Gimmies, and in return, he received Jahan Dotson. So congratulations, Gimmies. You now have a roster clogger.
Think so? So, Cassidy, you want to talk about the saga that could happen this weekend if Dotson goes off against Tony?
I love that, man. I mean, if that happens, I guess
I'll-
I'm not a believer. I've really lost my confidence in Dotson over the year, but you never know, man. We saw that breakout game last week, but there was actually a couple sagas. The musical chairs were playing with Mac Jones. I mean, he's just going around, getting kind of passed around the league. And, but yeah, the curse of whoever gets traded for Mac Jones going off. I love to see it.
Dude, it's gonna be hilarious. Smitty, I don't wish anything upon anybody. I don't want anybody to beat anybody. I don't take favorites, but damn, this is gonna be funny if that happens next
Yeah,
podcast.
it would be funny, honestly. It would be funny. So I'm kind of slightly rooting for it. Just
Yeah,
for
but
the story to continue.
I always talk about coaches out there, and I keep saying it all year: buying wins, buying wins, buying wins. And Dub and me got together, and I was texting him. I was like, "How do we go buy a win? We need a quarterback. Arthur Smith's an asshole. He screwed us this week." So you know what? Hopefully Mac Jones is enough to get me by 2 weeks. He's got two premier starters, but I swear to God, if Bill Belichick makes the quarterback change this week, you are not seeing me on this podcast next week. You two are going to do it on your own. It's going to be miserable.
Well, I'll say
I
this about Mac Jones. He's going against a Washington defense that lost pieces, so he might really just blow up again. Oh God, we'll see. We'll see.
Hey, I need something, man. I need two. Dub and me need two solid starts out of Mac Jones, man. So we'll see it. We're running the Ramondre Stevenson stack, so we'll see how that goes. But Triple C, I need you guys to get get Smitty more involved here, because we've had one trade in 2 weeks when we were averaging almost 5 trades a week for almost 5 straight weeks. So let's get at it again. We got mega bye weeks. Get at those trades. We need more to talk about here. So Smitty, I'm sorry your segment's been very, very short lately. Now, last thing I want to talk about, news and notes here, is just high scores. Smitty, you want to say what your score was? What'd you score, Smitty?
147 points against the team that I truly believe was going to win the whole thing. So, Joe, just it's unfortunate that you lost, but keep going. As for me, I'm gonna keep going too. I'm going for that playoffs, hopefully, on the backs of Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, who just did it again to the best defense in the league. So I'm ready. I'm ready to take it up. I'm ready to keep this high score trend going. And my goodness, my running back, Jahmyr Gibbs on Monday, you all saw that. That was fantastical. I loved it. And Gus Bus, 3 touchdowns. Woo! Couldn't have asked
Yeah,
for it.
that was a good Gus Bus game, but Joe wishes you scored 147. It was 247, homie, because
Right, right,
you're,
right.
you're not winning anything with 147 here. But guys, Bryce is in second highest score of the week, 236 points. You know, he's just out there grinding, grinding, grinding every week, man. That guy just, I'm terrified this week. But with the high scores, we got to have the deucers scores. So, Snake Eyes, you actually did score 146 points. And Dr. John and myself are right around the 160s. Guys, I don't know if I've said this already. I'm pretty sure I have, but it's been a miserable couple weeks in fantasy world for myself. So I'm hoping to have a better back half of the season. But speaking of back half of the seasons, Dub, I want to talk about some mid-season surprises. I want to talk about who you've looked at and you're like, holy crap, that's actually pretty impressive.
Yeah, you're throwing that to me. I actually went ahead and I just kind of looked at each position, and there was a standout in each one of these positions that I thought, whoa, man, that's not what we were thinking when we were drafting, right? Like, for instance, Sam Howell, QB8 on the year, on pace for what, 4,500 yards and 30 touchdowns or something. That's blown people away. Mostert, running back 3. I don't think any of us expected that for him to be this on fire. Puka Nakua is the wide receiver 4. This is all in half-point scoring, by the way. And Sam Laporte at the tight end 4. So, I mean, think about like where these guys went in drafts, right? Mostert, Puka, Laporta, Howell. And these are all in the top 10 of their position. They're actually mostly in the top 5 of their position. So looking at those right now, the halfway through the season rankings, those guys stood out to me.
So halfway through, let's talk about the next half. So of those players that you said, by the way, you just took a lot of midseason surprises from everybody, but
I
let's
took
just
them
name
all.
them all, Cassidy, right off the beginning. Who out of there do you want? Let's talk about Mostert, Puka, Laporta. What is going to add the most value on your team the rest of the year out of one of those players?
I've got Laporte in 2 leagues, and he's a difference maker. I mean, I just feel like I picked him up off waivers. I have a difference maker at a onesie position, and for me, I mean, that's really, really valuable. And out of those guys, he's got the least question marks. I think he's the guy that's going to keep it up.
Yeah, everyone else has question marks. I mean, Buzz is coming back. Jeff Wilson's coming back. Matthew Stafford's hurt right now. I don't know if he's playing this week. I don't think, but it was that an AC joint I think he has. We got Cooper Kupp back on there, and Sam Laporta, literally, he's a wide receiver 2 on that team. Because,
Yeah, right.
by the way, I got to say this publicly for the first time, if anyone's ever not heard me say this. Jameson Williams is a bust, and I'm moving on and never talking about it again. Smitty, so let's talk about your midseason surprise. I knew, Smitty, you know what it took me just to say that. I can't ever bring it back up again. But Smitty, who's your?
So bad. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, over the offseason, when the Jets acquired Aaron Rodgers, I just created a million ideas for this team. Brees Hall is going to be the next Aaron Jones, and I'm not talking current Aaron Jones. I'm talking about Aaron Jones that you drafted in the first, second round. Like, I just saw that and more from Brees. One of the savviest moves, in my opinion, during the draft was Brian picking up or drafting Garrett Wilson in the first round. I thought that was super clever. And now without Aaron Rodgers, this team has to heavily rely on Zach Wilson in the offense. I mean, what a surprise there. Just Zach Wilson's involvement in the offense alone. When you mentioned that he has the most comebacks of that class, yeah,
It's so funny.
he sure does. Because he's really out there. I mean, goodness, people were done. People dropped him in a lot of dynasty leagues even. And he's actually a consistent starter. I mean, I don't know if you want to start him, but the fact that this offense is not at all what we thought it would be. Meanwhile, the defense is still pretty good, still great. But this offense, man, I'm just so surprised. It's all because of one injury to one player. Like Aaron Rodgers' highlights is him literally carrying that freaking flag on 9/11. Like, what the fuck? I just feel bad for the Jets, and I really do hope that he can come back so we can see that whole offense turn it around. Just like honestly, they'll probably 10x their fantasy points because they're just so ugly right now. So yeah, I didn't think the Jets would be this bad on offense. That's my
It,
surprise.
it's so hard, Smitty. As a coach, watching Aaron Rodgers go down on play 3, immediately my heart sunk. My first round draft pick just whew, gone. I mean, it is ridiculous how open Garrett Wilson is on a football field, and they can't get him the friggin' football. It is absolutely, oh, it drives me nuts. But what are you going to do about it? I think a lot of the surprises for me, I mean, there's been some good surprises, but there's been some bad surprises. Wide receivers are getting hurt by injuries at quarterbacks. Though, it's crazy when you go into the draft season. I always, everybody knows I like to avoid veteran players because I want explosive speed. But do we need to start avoiding young, talented receivers that have older quarterbacks? I mean, we just had Kirk Cousins go down, who, by the way, Kirk Cousins would be a great. I mean, he's always been right up there. That dude's been balling this year. That is a humongous loss. And I forget who's got him on their team, but that boy was balling this year, big time. One of my surprises. Yeah. One of my surprises, I'm just going to throw out there, is not a surprise to me, but it's a surprise to everybody else that has been giving me shit for a very long time. DJ Moore is balling, folks. It is not a surprise to me, but you all are so surprised that this guy is the wide receiver 7 in our scoring system, and he doesn't even have a quarterback the last 2 weeks. So DJ Moore, I can't preach it enough. I got to highlight somebody on my team because everybody else is absolutely getting destroyed. Devontae Smith. Surprise of how bad he's been since A.J. Brown's been good. We have, that's about it. I think that's about it. And then the Arthur Smith drama. But yes, DJ Moore, boys. And also, let's just highlight Smitty's boy. I really thought you would take him on this call, but you said you weren't doing any rants. For Kyron Williams, I know he's on the IR, but boom, that boy ran running backs out of that room, and that is his job coming back, and he will be a workhorse running back. So that could be a steal of the draft. And just to sum up Cassidy, for you with Laporta, he probably will be the draft pick that wins somebody the league. And Tim drafted him in the last round of our draft. Tim traded him for Austin Eckler, and I think there was another piece involved in that trade that we went over. But your last pick of the draft just got you probably a league-winning running back too with Eichler. So I think those are good. Any other midseason people that you guys want to talk about?
The Texans. I just want to mention, shout out to the Texans. They're getting it done with the rookie receiver, with the rookie quarterback, with that hodgepodge of offensive players. I mean, it's really looking good for them. So shout out to it's Singletary. Ooh, what a pickup! So
Yes,
just shout out to the Texans.
Let's talk about the Texans because we haven't talked about them too much. So we got Tank Dell on one side that we spent some good time talking about earlier in the podcast. We got Nico Collins on another side. We've got Dameon Pierce, who's been a complete bust this year. And then we got C.J. Stroud. The boy can throw the football. So let's talk about the two receivers. Cassidy, Tank Dell versus Nico Collins. Tell me a little bit about your thoughts on those because Nico Collins can ball, man.
Yeah, I guess I'm the right person to ask. And I just traded for Nico in 2 different leagues. In one league, I traded Tank and Darrell Henderson, and I put Nico on my squad. And then he was a part of a package in another league, but a package that actually included Flowers because I basically wanted to upgrade from Flowers to Nico, just thinking this guy, wide receiver 16 on the year and half point, and we've seen those explosive games, and that's what I want. I'm tired of this dipping and dunking that you get with these other, short area target guys like Flowers. So I'm in. CJ Stroud came out and surprised us all. Like you said, he can hook the football. Those are his weapons. They're both, strong, very talented wide receivers. You want them on your team. But between those two, I think Nico is Stroud's guy. So I want him on my team.
Yeah, I agree. He's more your prototypical, touchdown guy as well. But those two receivers have made John Mechie irrelevant. They've made Dalton Schultz. I mean, he kind of has a space in the offense and kind of doesn't. It's just really weird for a rookie quarterback to have wide receivers like that. Usually they start on those, short passes, but Stroud's blowing up. Smitty, who do you like out of those? I think you're the Tank Dell guy out of there. I know you've really hyped him a lot.
Yeah, I do like Dell because he's like the definition of electric to me on that offense. Even with Robert Woods being there, and I'm a big Robert guy, but I just love what I see from Dell. But if we're being like for real on who do you want on the team, it's Nico. He's the better producer. So yeah, let's get Nico and let's take him to the championship.
I agree. We probably should have been talking about buying low on him at some point 2, 3, 4 weeks ago. But all right, so let's move on then. So let's move on. Just kind of players we want to welcome to fantasy. So we love this segment. Let's welcome some players. Who wants to start? Cass, you want to start with?
Actually, let me start.
Oh, let's go, Smitty. You let it rock.
Yeah, just because we were
his is
off
fitting.
the Texas offense.
Yeah.
I want to say hi to Nico Brown real quick. Not Nico Brown, Noah Brown. So, he had some games here and there on the Cowboys. The Texans picked him up, and he was the leader in yards last week for the Texans. I think that was surprising. He's replaced while Robert Woods is hurt. He kind of took over his role, but his role is becoming a little more something. It's been a little more reliable to C.J. Stroud. I don't really know what it is, but I'm liking it. So, welcome to the team, Noah Brown. And I think you can be, maybe not now, but I think soon, maybe even playoff area, you might be a nice little flex. So, shout out to Noah Brown for stepping up.
I like what we're doing in Houston here. We can just go Nico, Tank, Brown, and just combine them into one, and now we got the best receiver in football. I like that. I like that a lot. Honestly, Smitty, I haven't watched a lot of him play. It's something that I'm going to go back and watch some games because that intrigues me. I haven't done a lot of research this week, but that's somebody that's not on my radar that he is now in some leagues. So, if anything, thank you for that. I really appreciate that.
Just keep an eye on him. That's all.
Yeah, Cass, what do you think of Nico, Noah, Tank Brown?
I'm going to take Tank in that scenario. I think he's the more talented wide receiver, and he's starting to, separate himself. I think with looks from C.J. Stroud. So I think Noah Brown is fine, competent. He's got a role in the offense, but I like the more explosive plays that we've seen out of Tank.
But at least we can welcome him into being relevant, and that's the part of the segment is just welcome him being relevant. So Cassie, who do you got that you'd like to welcome into fantasy football? Finally, maybe he was here, maybe he wasn't. What you got?
Wait, Cassie, really quick. This week, are you interested in a Noah Brown versus Tank Dell water bet? And the loser has to pay it on the pod next week. Just for this week only, though. Are you interested in such a thing? Oh.
So, Cassidy went, I don't know where Cassidy is, but Smitty, I will tell you that we're already doing one water bet that's going to be paid off live, and that's going to be the QB battle that we're about ready to get into.
Right, that's right.
Do you want to... Are we all just soaking wet next week?
You know what? Never mind it. The QB
take it.
More spicy.
Take it. I want to see Cassidy take it. I want to see him take it. Where did our boy go? But let's. I don't know. What do you want to talk? Let's go off topic until Cass comes back. So, what are you looking forward to this week? What's the number one game? Because for me, it's a damn game I got to wake up for a watch at 7:30 in the morning, dude. I'm pumped for this Miami game.
Dude, let me tell you about this game. Everyone, people crap on these AM games, especially us West Coasters. Oh, and you too, because y'all have the daylight saving situation. But I cannot wait. We will all, as a family, wake up and watch the Tyreek Hill revenge game. Boy, am I excited. This is going to be hot. I might have to, I don't know, I might do, a big little breakfast just for this. I'm really, it's going to be popcorn and pancakes for me.
Smitty, I'm so pumped, man. So I hate it when it's the 6:30 game, but when daylight savings changes and it's the 7:30 game, I'm like, this is money.
Oh,
It's
that works.
money. I forget. Yeah, so we don't change out here. So for me, it's 7:30. I cannot wait for this game. Is there any possibility Tyreek goes for 250 and three?
Oh, absolutely. Well, the thing is, I don't really know what to say about Kansas City's secondary. I don't really know. This defense is just good, I guess, but I don't see Kansas winning this game. I think they're going to get embarrassed, honestly, for a second week in a row.
Miami's good, man. I don't know. So I hate these international games because they're not they're not good. I mean, they're good football games, but teams don't play their best. And every time I watch one of these international games, it's one team plays good, another team plays like crap. And I'm pissed that this is not the Sunday night football game or it's not the Monday night football game
Oh
because
yeah, the
this
Monday
game
we do it
deserves
first.
this game deserves to be for every single person to see. And there's going to be some people that don't wake up, but those East Coasters, they got so lucky, man.
Right.
They're starting 10:30 football when it's in Germany. So your matchup. So let's talk about your matchup, Germany game. Have we got confirmation if Taylor Swift is going to this game or not?
So wow, Hillary did some really cool research, and it was she said it was out of pure fandom, which is great. It helps for fantasy. But she says that she starts her international leg like that week, so she'll be in Argentina in 5 days. So with that being said, she probably has to be in Argentina. Now, if I was Taylor Swift, fuck Argentina, I would be ready, but I want to be in Germany supporting my man's that night or that morning. So if I was Taylor, I'd be in Germany. But if we're gonna be logistic and smart and just about her health and body and all that dancing and shit, I guess, then she should probably go to Argentina, rest, practice, and then get ready for that international shit.
Can you imagine what the statistics are going to look like for Travis Kelsey split while Taylor Swift is there versus when she's not?
It's
Dude,
already
this
annoying, yeah. It's already
I
annoying, but it's starting to
watched
prove.
I watched Travis Kelsey put up 65 fucking points against me because she was there with Tony sitting next to me just watching and laughing at me, dude. It was absolutely miserable. Welcome back, Dub. We're talking about we just went off script. We're talking about what we're looking forward to. We're just going off on the Tyreek Hill possibility of a revenge game. If Tyreek Hill does like 250 and three, it will be amazing. That team should have never let him go. It was ridiculous they let him go. They had the best wide receiver quarterback combo in the history of football if they kept it together. It would have been better than Jerry Rice and Joe Montana, and they broke that shit up. And Tyreek has made them just say, you made the wrong choice
Oopsie.
every time. So, Cash, you want to talk about that game real quick and we'll jump on since we lost you for about 5 minutes? You remember Tua couldn't throw. I remember the
Yeah,
article when he said, Tua throws the ball too far down the field and I'm not fast enough to catch up to it. Like when he's just like Tua can throw. So I want a revenge game. I'm sorry. I want Miami to dominate. But
yes,
let's just jump back on
yes.
here. So let's figure out where we're at. We're in the middle of players we want to welcome to fantasy, right?
Oh, sorry
Okay,
about that.
Dubcast, I think we're on you. Who are you welcoming to fantasy football?
Woo!
I know we're just rolling back out. Look at
You
all
guys
we're
should
looking.
make a trade for Pop Doubles. I don't know how you do it, but get that stack to something. I don't know how you do it, but just try to do it. Yeah.
Dude, because we have Ramondre Stevenson, I am not
That's the
throwing
better stack. That's the
three.
better stack.
Dude, I am not stacking. Look at. I talk about buying wins, but I do not have the stones to do, and I swear, it's gonna be bad. But no, I agree. All we're looking for, we're basically we're about halfway through the season. Everybody's injured. Quarterbacks are injured. Wide receivers are injured. The bottom line is we need people that are going to get guaranteed touches in this game. And that man, welcome in. You're probably going to get 10 or 12 targets this week. Who cares? Yep, you want it. Maybe he catches them, maybe he doesn't. The bottom line is he's going to get it. So now, as a podcast, I do believe that we need to apologize. We need to apologize, guys. And who wants to apologize to the Tennessee Titans first? I want to apologize because we hammered them last week, boys. I mean, it was kind of unfair. We absolutely hammered them, and they just went off. So, boys, I need you both right now apologize to the Tennessee Titans.
I actually want to thank them.
You are apologizing because we blew them up and they went ham, and I'm welcoming them all into fantasy football. DeAndre Hopkins, my heart, when you caught that first, like, what was it, 50, 60-yard bomb, man, did that feel good. It reminded me of the good times in Arizona. It reminded me of my favorite Ballers episode ever was the day that we sent David Johnson to Houston and we got D-Hop. That was my favorite Ballers episode. So it just brought back some good memories. D-Hop still has it. The only thing that I hope for in this world is DeAndre Hopkins, to me, is a Hall of Fame wide receiver. He's been hyping I'll retire when I'm not a 1,000-yard receiver. I believe we've just seen he still has the potential of being a 1,000-yard receiver and a game changer in this league. And as you age, you don't have too many of those years left. So please, Bananarama, Mayonnaise Man, whatever it is, please just keep feeding that man the football. So you guys don't believe this can be a rest of year thing. And I'm not talking about 4 touchdowns from Bananarama, but actually that offense moving.
I'm well understand.
Yep.
Yep, perfect. Smitty?
I'm just thank you, Will Levis. Thank you, Will Levis, personally, for sitting Tannehill down. That's all I wanted. I just wanted a better offense, frankly. And he did it for me. Thank you, Will. I'll put mayonnaise in my coffee. How about that? Let's try that shit.
Hey, so what is it about Tannehill? At what point did you just start hating him? And answer that because I'm looking at something for the next segment.
When he started looking like Carson Wentz, like I don't know. When he started looking like, I mean, Jesus, he makes his offense look so bad. So I needed a spark because they have too many good players. D-Hop, Burke, DeAndre Hop, Derrick Henry, the rookie Spears. I mean, even Kyle Phillips. Oh my God, Kyle Phillips had a game. I mean, not really, but his best game in his career. And I'm so happy for Kyle Phillips. I mean, the amount of dynasty leagues I have him in because of last year's hype. I'm so happy he finally is playing. Like, I just needed this offense to have a spark, and Tannehill was not doing it.
Yeah,
and everybody too.
Yeah, and I always talk about this black book I have that I always start things throughout the year that I want to remember next year. And one of my biggest things that I want to remember next year before I draft is I'm not going to invest in a wide receiver with an older quarterback unless that quarterback has been an elite quarterback in his life. So we're talking about the Peyton Mannings, the Tom Brady's, the Aaron Rodgers. I'm not going to invest in an older quarterback like Ryan Tannehill because if he's not elite when he's young, how the hell is he going to do it at 30, whatever he is right now? So that's a little thing I start in there. But let's just jump on to the Beach Boys. Let's get this rolling here, boys. So let's talk Beach.
I like that.
Let's talk Beach Boys this week, and I'm going to pick my Beach Boy first because I am switching things up a little bit. So originally I had Singletary in. I got to take him out because he will 100% be the starter, and I don't believe that would be fair to call him a Beach Boy this week. It is confirmed that Dameon Pierce is out, correct?
Yeah.
I was going Tyler Algier, but I want to shake things up just a little bit. I'm sick of picking running backs here, okay? But Algier's going to have a game. Khalil Shakir, wide receiver of the Buffalo Bills, is my Beach Boy of the week. One, it's a game that I think a lot of points are going to be scored. But the most important thing is they've got injuries in the tight end position. Shakir has run 77.9% of the routes out of the slot the last 3 weeks. He's starting to get a good target share in there. Last week, he had his best game in week 8. He caught all 6 targets for 92 receiving yards, totaling 12.2 half-point PPR. Give me that. I'm taking a chance on this one. This will blow up in my face or it will add to those statistics. So, Khalil Shakur, baby. Let's go. I'm betting on Josh Allen. Who do you got, Smitty?
All right, so I chose Justice Hill, and I call this "Give the Drummer Some." So last week, Gus Bus had 3 touchdowns. He was the front man to the most popular band ever. He was Taylor Swift, right? So this week they're going against the Seahawks. Taylor Swift had a nice show. I think it's time to let the drummer have a little bit and let him get a touchdown. Why not? I don't know if the Seahawks are the best team to run against, but I kind of think that they've been a little mid or maybe even a little below average. So if Gus Bus is going to get a touchdown, he should let his man Justice Hill get a touchdown too. So I hope that works out. I'm not the most confident, but Justice Hill, if you have to break glass, why not?
Dude, he's going to get 10 touches of the football. He touches the football in that offense. I actually really like that call. So let me ask you this. Are you starting Gus Bus against Tony this week? Is Justice Hill worrying you at all?
100%. There are big flames on this. 100%. I'm very excited. Because this tells me that Lamar Jackson is not like vulturing touchdowns anymore. I bet DeAndre Swift owners wish this happened for him. He's actually giving it up. I couldn't be more happy. I couldn't be more happy about this. So yeah, Justice Hill. If Lamar can just be as selfless as he's been with Gus, let Lamar be as selfless with him. Give the drummer some.
I can't believe it's halfway through the 2023 season and Gus Bus is a legitimate, still an option and a really good one. So, Cass, who you got for your Beach Boy? You got any thoughts on Justice Hill or Khalil Shakir?
I would have done the same.
I wanted to get a little wild, too, I'm sick of picking running backs. I love it, but my question to you is at what point have we talked about Tank Dell enough that we really can't consider him a Beach Boy anymore? I mean, we've had some serious conversations about him on this podcast this year, boys. This is the last one. This is the last week. I mean, we have thrown this dude in our DFS lineups weekly. I mean, so last week we're calling him a Beach Boy right there. But any thoughts on that, Smitty, before we throw some water bets down?
No, I love it. I just feel great for every receiver in there, in that offense. I don't know. We just like Texas, man. Shout out to Texans.
So, all right, let's jump into this water bet. We just are going to have fun with this one. So, Dub, you sent a text message that just says, off this list, who's going to win, basically. Here's pretty much the backup starting quarterbacks. Clayton Tune, Brett Rippon, Aiden O'Connell, P.J. Walker, Will Levis, Tyler Henneke, Tyson Badgett, and Jaron Hall. That is absolutely insane. So we decided to say, fuck it. We're going to do a water bet on these ridiculous quarterbacks that probably aren't going to produce anyway, that we will pay the live water bet off during this podcast, which means we're going to be soaking wet for the DFS one we do after this. I'm going to throw it off. I've been hyping this boy. I hate Josh McDaniels. I hate what's happened with the Raiders. I live with Raiders fan. I got a dog named Raider. Caden O'Connell can throw the football. I don't know if it's this week that he blows up, but you know what? Why the hell not? This dude can throw it down, and I'm going to tell you right now, fire up Devontae Adams, baby. Let's go. I'm taking it to the water bet. Smitty, who you got?
I'm going with the lucky man in Chicago, right? Yeah, the lucky man in Chicago, Tyson Badgett, aka Tyson Badgett. And if you want to tone it down, we can call him Tyson Tatted, because I swear to God, from afar, he looks amazing with those tattoos, like ski, and I didn't even know.
Right?
Exactly.
You are damn right, man. He does look good with that. I'm like, you know what? Man, if I was swinging, who knows? But
Exactly. Like, he looks great with them tattoos. So yeah, I'm going for him. I am terrified that he played against the Saints, but you know what? I've seen enough. So let's see. It's risky. It's risky, which makes it fun.
yeah, we're all like, no one feels confident about the water bet they're making, but we have the professor over here who wants to go with the veteran when we're just like, screw it, we're taking these rookies. Let's hear it. Who you got, Cass? I love how we have done nothing but talk about how much we hate Arthur Smith, and you just did nothing but put your confidence in Arthur Smith. That's hilarious to me. So we'll be paying. Dude, I swear to God, if he makes a quarterback shift after that game again, one, we'll be happy for our fantasy squad, but you will be paying that water bet off. All right, boys, let's finish this up. Let's close it out. Let's do our draft. We're going to draft it today. Best gangster rap songs of the 90s. Who's got the 101? Smitty, you got the 101. Let's hear what you got.
Now, I really want to go West Coast with this, and I really want to go down south with this, but I couldn't help it. I had to go up to New York in a little island called Staten Island and choose one of my favorite acronyms ever. Cream. Cash Rules Everything Around Me by Wu-Tang Clan. That's my 101. Love that song to death. And the beat, shout out to Reason.
I need to talk about the fact that Wu-Tang Clan is one of the most underrated groups. I mean, they are a clan, dude. When these dudes roll in, dude, it's like the clown car. It's like 50 fucking people, dude. They're rolling in. And, dude, I'm telling you, I'm not even going to draft it, but Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with. Is incredible. So, man, you came out hot. I didn't think we were going Wu-Tang Clan at the 101, but let's hear it. So, 102. Oh, I love it. 102, Cass, who you got? All right. Crossed off my list. I've been sniped because, man, I still remember the first girl I ever dated gave me that damn CD. That was like the first CD I ever got. It was one of those cute things. So, all right, let me figure. I got to look down this list real quick. So, you know what? Let's throw down. Let's go Juicy. I got it. We got to throw Juicy. We got to do a little Notorious. That's just going to do. I'm doing chalk here with Juicy, boys. So let's go Juicy with the 103. The 201, you know what? This is just going to be an ultimate favorite of mine. Ice Cube, Today Was a Good Day. Boys in the Hood.
Sniped me. Come
Let's
on.
let
I
it
wanted
rip.
that West Coast pick.
Oh, you got to have that West Coast, man. That's the one song when it just hits it from the beginning, I'm immediately in a good mood because that dude sounds like he had a great day in that thing. And Mama cooked the breakfast with no hog, baby. So let's go 202 there, Cassidy. What you got?
Ooh. Ooh.
The beat's going in my head right now. I love it. Man, I didn't go with some Cadillacs. I thought you would, but let's go 203. You got the double pick here, Smitty.
Oh, the double pick here? Okay, well, I'm going to straight up go personal because I did New York. Now I have to go west and south. As far as west goes for my 203, I think I'm going to go. It's not going to be on anyone's list. It's just a personal favorite. But Two of America's Most Wanted by Tupac and Snoop, literally one of my favorite songs of all time. One of my favorite songs of all time. She is that song goes off. And then 301. I had to go down south. I had to go 3-6 Mafia, and I think just as a song that I played before.
No, you're not.
Half the time, I want to go. I don't think you can choose this one because I personally don't know what their most popular song is, but I want to go Who Run It. I like that beat a lot, and that pumps me up. So Who Run It by 3-6 Mafia. That'll be my 3.
Holy crap! You did jack me, by the way.
Oh, no
Two
way.
songs.
No way.
2 songs. Oh yeah, 2 songs. Are you telling me when they pop in and say "Picture Perfect," I paint a perfect picture in Two of America's Most Wanted? Oh, I'm on. Dubcast, you're up on your last pick, brother.
Oh,
Holy crap, boys! I actually this draft has blown me away. I did not think we were going to go Wu-Tang Clan first. I did not think 3-6 Mafia was going to get in here, but holy crap. That's awesome. So I'm going to close this out, which obviously I think should have been maybe a 101, but who knows? But gin and juice, baby. We have to close this out. Snoop Dogg.
that should have been the 101 probably.
I will. And I'm going to go over just there's so many more on here. I'm just going to throw out other ones that were in the rows. I mean, obviously Crossroads, Too Short, Getting It While You Should Be Getting It Good. California Lovin', how did you not get that one? Life Goes On, Tupac. I mean, there's just so many. And who didn't throw down OPP, baby? Oh man, but that might have been 2000. That might have been because that was when I was graduating, and that was 19. Oh God, we're getting old. All right, anybody got anything to say? We're an hour. Thanks for enjoying everything with us, boys. Smitty, Cassidy, any last words?
I just want to say,
Yeah, we are over an hour, and don't forget,
I just
it
want to
ain't
say
no fun. Homies can't get none.
the Sunday morning game is going to be the best, and the Sunday evening game is going to be the best. Everything in between is just new. That's all.
Let's
Yeah, exactly.
revenge game, baby. Let's go. Good luck, everybody, and Dub. We need a big win this week. Bryce, you terrify me. Cheers.